Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to, of course, Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9. Usually they say a man's supposed to be in the middle of two lovely ladies. Right?
That's true.
How you doing, ladies, doing this morning?
We're not going to put the rose between the thorns.
You know, that masculine I would just make an
the roses. Yeah.
Well, welcome, Shirma Wells. How are you this morning?
I'm great, man.
Good morning to Janelle.
Good morning, GT. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm good.
Man,
I'm doing really good.
Exciting season.
Masquerade.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm only here to occupy the chair until her real guests reach. But the lady of the this is her season, you know.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
I always wanted to ask her how she could be referred to. Miss Shirma Wells.
You could call me
Auntie Shirms.
Once you don't call me stupid, I am fine with that.
All right, so I will call you Auntie Shirms for a sign of
trying to make yourself younger.
Probably want to give her a little.
I know I'm younger than you.
Probably give her a little.
Look at your beard. I don't have gray hair. No.
Say that's wisdom, man.
Once there's dye, you never have gray hair.
They say gray is wisdom, right?
Well,
I have it in abundance, right?
Sometimes, you know.
It's a good thing I'm born.
Yeah, but it's there. Don't worry, but it's there. So it's Masquerade here on Classic Radio. Tell us, we're masquerading. 2024.
You know, it is interesting that I chose such a name simply because I wanted to really look at the whole aspect of mask in a holistic approach, not necessarily mask as it relates to just mass bands.
Yes.
So when we talk masquerade, we know where it came from.
It entails everything.
Yes, so it encompasses everything. So this is the whole idea behind masquerade. So we're masquerading. Yeah. We're doing our thing.
But should we wear a little headpiece and all that?
Well, if you want to go, we might ask one of them producers, Andre Garvey, or one of them to organize.
I should be probably wearing a pretty shirt or something in here right now.
Next time, make sure you put on something different.
Well, I've never played mask in my life. I've never
shirt you have on there. On masquerade.
I'm hoping that at some point during the season, you said we know where it come from, but I've actually heard conflicting views as to where the mask come from, and some people would argue and they have evidence to support where they believe it come from. So I would really love to hear from you at some point during the season as to the real origination of mask.
So where the master? As we say in local talk, where the master?
Well, you know, I can give you a little brief that as far as my research tells me. Right. We go back to the aristocrats of the time when they would have the big ball, the pre-Lenten carnival. Pre-Lenten carnival, that whole Mardi Gras thing is French. So when the French occupied the islands, that's what they did. So that in itself is something by itself. I always say that. Interestingly, we moved Carnival to August.
Right.
Sometimes these things happen by, not necessarily by design, or by some strange intervention. Because when you look at Carnival from a Caribbean context, it came after slavery.
Okay.
It came emancipation. When is emancipation?
Yeah, about 2 weeks
August 1st.
Yeah.
August 1st.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when we talk about Carnival, if we're going to talk about Carnival from our French heritage, we're talking about the pre-Lenten Carnival. That's when it happened with the French. What happened on Emancipation Day? That is when the slaves came on the street. The French knows nothing really in those days about being on the street with their Mardi Gras. They kept it in their big house, in the big yard, in the, that kind of thing. But when the slaves were freed on August 1st, they came out in the streets with their old pan and their old costumes and their old to celebrate their freedom. Okay. And it's from that, the whole aspect of freedom. Our carnival speaks to freedom, freedom of expression, and it came with emancipation, and it came in August.
So it's authentic to have it in August.
We end up in August by accident, But really and truly, it's the most fitting time for us to celebrate that freedom.
Right.
That's what Carnival is, expression of freedom. Hence the reason why you see all sorts of things. Hence the reason why you see all sorts of masquerade. The short knee, the Verco, the wild Indian. But that came in, from a different ancestral, or Amerindian people. Yeah? So the whole aspect, we have to understand that the aspect of our carnival as a Caribbean people deals with emancipation, the freedom. They came onto the streets with their drums and their sticks and their beating of the drum and dancing and parading, and that evolved into what is today?
So by
Caribbean Carnival,
we got it right. By accident, we got it right.
I have never looked at it in the way that she has just, narrated it in the way she has. I never looked at it in that particular.
Well, a lot of people don't, but really and truly, let's think about it. Did the French come out on the streets and parade?
No, they didn't.
No. Where did Calypso come from? Where did it come from? Eh?
Right. So
straight from our ancestors.
It makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense.
And nothing to do with French.
Last year was the first time because I've been hearing the concern from some quarters that people are too scantily clad and some of the costumes are too revealing and I started to support it. And then last year
you was following the crowd.
I was following the crowd. Yes, I was hearing the concerns. I was like, Lord, everybody's naked on the streets. And then an elderly lady who I did not expect that comment from, and she said, yes, they're very scanty and I'm going to be in one this year.
Wow.
I said, really? And she said, yes. And she said, I think people are forgetting what carnival is. She says it's a freedom of expression. It came from slavery, and for the whole year, we are confined and we conform to what society expects of us. I go to work, she wears a suit, and every day she says I'm in long sleeves. If there is one day I can run through the streets of St. George's bar naked, I will do it. I said, okay. When you put it like that, and you go back to the roots of it, and it's that one day you rebel against the societal norms, then you understand why some people say, yes, I will parade. Yeah. I will masquerade. I will be different on that day. So I understood then why some people are differently creative with their costumes.
Well, the thing is, as time evolves, so does everything else. There are certain expectations as a society that you look out for. And yes, in truth, there is that freedom of expression, but you have to also understand that it comes with a sense of responsibility as well. When you think of it as from a family perspective, you must take those things into consideration. I mean, I leave that decision up to an individual to determine, like that lady, how much of her bodily attributes that she's going to expose to the public. Now, let's face it, nudity is not something within our books. We've seen the costume, the painted bodies and so on in certain carnival. My concern, I will tell you with all of that, is where are we placing our local producers of mass, or local producers of costuming? Yeah? Okay, you have to understand a lot of these strings and stuff are imported, right? Yeah. And that creates, in my opinion, a problem for our local artisans producing mass, producing fancy mass, I should say, because the Verco and the short knee and so on is of a different nature.
Yeah. Right.
What you see happening now as a result of that evolution, if you want to call it that, of that freedom, I understand today that we're not going to be seeing comancheros on the road. Is that the reason why? I don't know. Helen Marie is not going to be on the road. They're only bringing out children bands.
Right.
So what is happening here is that these imported costumes happen to be stifling or local artisans in mass. I'm not sure. We need.
But the question is, have we lost the authenticity of Grenada's carnival? Who we are as how authentic our carnival?
Well, it's getting there. It's evolving rapidly as we see.
It's evolving, but I mean, I'm trying to put myself in the mass producers' shoes, and I'm thinking, it's a business. And if I'm doing a business, I may want to do it in the most cost-effective way. If my customers are telling me I'm seeing things maybe from Trinidad, maybe from Brazil, maybe from other countries, Miami Carnival, and this is what I want, and I'm thinking I'm going to be seeing how I can do this in probably the cheapest possible way. If it means bringing in beads and other products from China, I don't know where they're getting it. I'm just saying maybe I may do it, and this is the most cost-effective way, and I'm giving you less material because that's what you want.
But it goes around to us losing who we are, our carnival. But it goes around to where we're saying we're losing our carnival.
Right.
The carnival we have known 40 years ago and 50 years ago. You know,
but we say our carnival, but if that is what people want.
It's not, but actually it does goes on to what people want. It's who we are. The carnival that we know. That draw.
Buying the costume.
Well, I'm saying it comes down to the people. People will come into Grenada because of what we had was authentic to us. Right. If you understand, Jab was authentic to any other Jab in any other Caribbean island. So a lot of folks came here for that, but then there's no. Change.
If I may say this, all well and good with your points, and that being a business, we understand that aspect of it. But as a people, we have a right to preserve what is Grenadian in the process. And the only way we can preserve that is based on how we treat the elements that are there. Now, you have the beads, etc. I think that they're very artistic, although you can take all of them and make one band with them as far as I'm concerned, because they all look alike to me, just different sections. However, that's fine. If you also notice too, Janelle, people who are playing carnival now are not necessarily the same kind of people that used to play carnival before. You realize that?
Yes.
You realize that. A lot of them playing carnival. Some of them sit before these type of bands. They never played carnival, so they're attracted to that, and that's fine. My thing is, how do we, as a Grenadian people, preserve what is our carnival, our masqueraders, our fancy mass in that sense?
So among the kind of mass band producers, the fancy mass band producers, who were making costumes that would depict what is Grenadian?
Whatever they decide.
Right, so there must have been some that are still creating costumes that are Grenadian.
Well, I think there are very few, with the exception of probably Peter Bain in Grenville, and very few. But the point I'm trying to make here, we have to ask ourselves, how are we going to maintain our authenticity? By protection. Now listen to me,
I'm going to
hold on.
We come back to it.
Many moons ago, I don't know if it still exists, Barbados started making hams. There was a local factory producing hams in Barbados.
Okay.
Right? As a result, the importation of foreign hams had a problem.
Right.
In that, either they were highly taxed or prohibited from coming into the country to protect that local producer of hams. One may say it's free enterprise, so let's open everything. How are we to protect what is Grenadian in terms of carnival, in terms of our mass producers and so on? Why are we giving the same treatment, as far as I know, to the foreign imported costumes and the foreign imported material for making of costumes? I think that's where the problem is. I'm all for that kind of bans. It brings that extra element to the carnival product. However, I don't believe that they should be receiving the same sort of concessions as the local producers. I had a problem with that for years. Well, as far as I know.
I understand they have to pay all their taxes and so on the imported items. So if you're making it locally, you don't have that cost.
No. From what I know, unless it changed, from what I know, the costume producers locally making and importing material were given 100% duty-free. They probably pay VAT and so on, but they were given a
concession. They get some concessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And from my understanding and my information, the foreign produce, quote unquote, I'm not going to call them foreign bands because the local people doing
Canadians.
it. The costumes are also brought in 100% duty free. We can investigate and see. Okay. But that's what I know. I don't know if it's still exists.
That could be looked into. Probably could get someone from Spice Man's popping and give us some more information on that.
Because I'm thinking we're both bringing in materials, so we're going through the same process, but you just doing yours bigger than mine.
That's why the business is so lucrative. That's why the business.
But are the foreign ones
so
produced here locally, or they come in already pre-packaged and so forth?
What do you call produce? When you produce something, you make it from scratch.
Right.
Well, it's made from scratch, and a foreign comes in.
Thing to hook up and put up together. That to me is production.
No, I understand.
Don't get me wrong. I have no problem with those.
I understand. We understand you.
But
we understand you.
That we need to find a balanced situation.
We should.
But because Janelle.
But everybody and that's what I'm thinking, because I'm thinking some people want the scanty costumes, some people want the covered costumes, and I'm thinking we have different types of mass band producers, and they should be catering to the different types of participants.
So, but let us ask ourselves the question: why are the local bands heading down in that direction?
I don't
Why?
know.
What is causing
so is it then, that's what I was asking then, so is it then that people's consumption patterns have changed? And is it
I guess it's what's been offered. It's what's been offered.
I don't want the fully covered ones, I want the scantily made ones.
Yes, but how do we change not the mindset of the people? How do we encourage people to get involved in local production?
Right.
Cost.
How do we do it?
Cost.
So
cost. If a locally produced costume is cheaper, would you play a mass with that particular?
Well, they are cheaper, my friend, because
not always.
when you hear some of the cost of some of these strings and beads.
So then why then still? So if cost is still not a deterrent, then people are just making their choices.
I think that. Listen, I think
we have a caller who wants to chime in on the conversation. We want to try it? Let's try it. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Morning, Auntie Shirma, Queen Shirma. I have a bone to suck with you. Are you back with us or are you passing?
Am I what?
Back with us or are you passing?
Could you repeat what you mentioned?
I wanted to find out if Shirma is back with us or she's just passing. When I say that, I mean on station.
You'll have to ask management that one, Festus.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, this cultural thing, I think we had to forget that because, 30% of us is fighting for our culture, and 80% are fighting for foreign culture. I look at something last year during Carnival, and what we don't do. You know what I saw? A lot of people in it. 6 people playing jab. But the thing they have on is something like plastic. But you cannot tell if it's a coola's jab or what job, but it is plastic. So therefore, there's somebody copy our thing and going to dominate it with jab plastic costume. We should able to use the jab, the horns, get into a fiberglass or something and make or produce these horns and like natural hair. Because what happened? Somebody is they're taking it already and produce it into plastic, and we're going to lose it. We cannot produce enough natural cow horns. How many cows we're going to kill to get all these amount of horns? We can forget this culture thing because, as I tell you, 80% fighting for foreign things and 30% fighting for local. Grenadians, the people are coming for abroad, coming to look for Grenada culture. I went on a tour with a lady with going to the Saraka, and with these 2 big buses, and you know what every one of us has to do? Pay $5 for a calabash. You go to and you're eating in calabash. We buying all these plastic things and we chewing our money. Get with local, make a lot of calabash, use calabash instead of these local people. Do you know in the early days when you're going in a party, you walk with your bowl and your glass? You remember that? We had to do a lot of these things. We have chewing our woman. You know what for a plastic plate, glass, $2, $3 a plate, $4, $5, all different. They're making it more attractive color for us, and we have things we can use here to do our local things. But anyway, I want to know which station you're going to be on. Let's start the program. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness! I soon understand.
The caller here on Classic and asking you which station you're going to be on. She's on Classic.
One of my good fans and full of knowledge. Full of knowledge, trust me.
So true.
But he has a good point there, and that is what we see, especially, I mean, things do evolve, as we say, and there's I would even say more like 20% of us who are very much into trying to preserve our culture, whilst 80% on the other side.
But how has that been going?
You know, I'm no longer in the Cultural Foundation, so I don't know.
Trick question for you, Shirma. Carnival 10 years from now, what you see?
10 years from now? Well, if we continue on the trajectory that we're heading into, we are going to lose all our local mass bands.
Yeah.
I know that there's some folks like Ian Charles who are very bent from trying to preserve the authenticity of the jab, but we see that evolution as well. What we see on the streets today is people playing jab just for having fun's sake, but do we understand what the jab is all about, the culture of the jab, where it came from? Yeah. I mean, it's like looking at theater. Theater evolves as well. You may see today a Shakespeare play that is totally different to what it was in 1896. You know, it evolves. We have to understand that, and we have to accept that. How much of it do we want to lose? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. And how much of it do we want to preserve? And if preserving it means that we have to look at a different way of preserving it. For example, you go to different countries and you see that they would have museums, they would have display of the culture that is authentic. Yeah? Is it that I know a few years ago in the Cultural Foundation, conversation was held with Sister Shirley Robinson, who really championed that, about us creating a cultural village. And in that cultural village, you can expose all these things. You can have shows at a certain time when the tourist is in, where you can expose the authentic jab, the authentic short knee.
Why have we never had it?
Etc., etc. So it's a permanent village that can be. She was very bent in having it in St. Patrick as well, and so on and so forth. So in that context, we probably can look at the preservation of what is authentically Grenadian and allow that freedom of expression to take place at Carnival time. I don't know. It's just
Well, I do know that the foundation, one of the thrusts I heard the chairman share, I think it probably was at Saraka, River Sally Saraka, my very first Saraka, by the way, this year.
Shame on you.
I'm ashamed of me too, but I went, and he made a presentation and documenting and preserving our culture and our various festivals, and so was a big part of their thrust. And recently too, I saw, could have been this week, Glen, I think the foundation launched Timber with its association formed by old mass players, and so they've come together, traditional mass players. They've come together, same preservation and so in mind, and keeping the traditions alive, which is essential. I think over the years we've seen a lot of our and I blame it all this way, or seniors in society who probably didn't do a good job of passing them on, which is why they're being lost now. But I think I'm seeing a greater movement of late to share the knowledge and transfer the knowledge so they're not lost generation to generation, even while style and so evolve over time.
Well, again, we must have the buy-in of Joe Public. To say that it has not been done, it's been done over the years. How much of them are listening and paying attention and want to be part of it? You see, we have to start probably teaching culture within our school system. We have to start identifying certain things about our culture and bringing it to our younger generation. You ask yourself, why is Trinidad Carnival so successful? Yeah? Remember that they've been into the schools. When you look at the Children's Carnival Frolic in Trinidad and you see the different schools involved. Now, we started that years ago. There were schools who used to bring out their own children's band.
Right.
They don't anymore.
Yeah.
So we have to be able to try to bring that in at that level if we want to be able to preserve it going forward. Is it that the child in Form 1 is looking forward to wearing the strings and the beads? Or looking forward to playing a little shortly?
Yeah.
You have to ask yourself those questions.
I keep saying, if you get the buy-in from school children, trust me, your job is done.
Yeah,
it's easy because they get it and they're going to take it and run with it and probably make it better than it was to begin with. Once you get the buy-in from the
let's try
children.
another call. Let's see what this caller has to offer. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome back, Sister Shirma. I know we remember the days of Shirma and Melia, and that's being really warm the carnival season. Good morning. Welcome back. But what I'm saying here is a very good point. You may recall in 1980 when the then PRG decided to say, listen, we want to bring carnival in August in 81. We need the schools and everybody to take part. So what they did, they took David Peck Edwards on Radio Free Grenada, put him in the Ministry of Culture to do pan. They had Derek Clouden doing mass and melody, calypso and melody. Wilfred Betty is doing calypso. What you found? Everything rose that year during the thing, and everybody had to go to the school to teach. So all the schools were in the band. Today, I can't say the same. So then you recognize what caused the drop off. Anyway, I think Trinidad copied this from us and went to bring that in the schools and went to. So that is what they have done. So once we continue on that road, I think I do. And I like this discussion. And this is just as you started on Monday night with this Spice Mass business. This discussion should be a discussion we should have throughout the year. And then we should look and measure where we are, and so we know where we are and where we ought to go. Have a good day, Shirma. See you at 6.
Hope to see you later. He's so right.
GTC, what's going on though?
Yeah. He is so right.
The smell is in the air for some.
A lot to talk about, a lot of good music to play, a lot of people to chat with. So much that happens around this season.
It's a nice season, My two favorite season, Carnival and Christmas.
I must say I love Christmas more.
You do?
Funny enough.
I love both.
A lot of people
I just practically work with anyone.
Yeah.
Well, I work with anyone.
I work with
something
anyone.
about Christmas.
Christmas is good, I go along with it. Carnival comes around, I go along with it.
One is supposed to be a melee time, one is a peace time.
It goes with your moods, You're in a peaceful mood, you flow with Christmas. Carnival, it's a different concept anyway. Let's take a short break, and when we come back, we should chat some more.
Okay.
Stay with us. Hey folks, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Fly the Jones, Switch, it's Lava Man. It's all about spice up the Carnival Soca Mona competition. It starts on the 26th of July. It's going to go on to the 2nd of August, then the 9th for the finals. I will be the host. Fly the Jones, Switch. Get there, see you there, be there. Nothing but vibes. Real mashup, yeah? Mad.
Rock the box, we say, yeah. GBN, we say, arts and culture living, yeah. Rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. I'm telling you, rock the box, rock the box, rock the box, we say. We'll be jamming here on a Thursday.
Get ready for the ultimate family fun day at PAL Kids Fest.
On July 20th at 1 p.m. at the Moulin Rouge Playing Field for an unforgettable day packed with excitement. And guess what? Admission is absolutely free.
Immerse yourself in a world of thrilling activities, from mini vehicles to bouncing castles, face painting, and so much more. There's something for everyone to enjoy.
And the fun doesn't stop there. We're giving away incredible prizes, including Amazon Fire Sticks and a flat screen TV. Don't miss your chance to win big. Eats and drinks on sale.
Don't miss out on the biggest event of summer. Bring the whole family and make unforgettable memories at PAL Kids Fest. See you there.
This ad is sponsored by Terry's Yacht Services, Modern Photo Studio, Maitland's Trucking Services, GBN, and 92.5 FM.
GBN Television News at 7, a pulse on all things Grenadian. Look out for our new features through expanded synergies with our media partners in Barbados, St. Lucia, Jamaica, Trinidad, and beyond. Capturing the latest in news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Credible, informative. Thank you for making us number one. News at 7, live, Monday to Friday on GBN Television, Channel 7 and 11. K105.5 and 105.9, Hot 98.5 and 98.7, GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel, and www.gbn.gd. GBN, with you anywhere and everywhere.
You mentioned the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power that.
It is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page and YouTube channel for We Culture.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's Masquerade here on Classic Radio, and two favorite ladies with me this morning. Feeling all good. It feels good with ladies around here, you know?
Of course.
It feels good.
Bring the good vibes.
Yeah, bring that good vibe. Let's continue our conversation this one. Let's just switch it a wee bit. We talk a whole lot about the mass a while ago. You said so much about it that it you know, I've seen someone posted a message on Facebook saying they never thought about it in the way that you explained it. Okay. You understand? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the music aspect of it. We know some folks would say the music in Grenada has evolved.
It has.
You hear our music in other parts of the world more than we ever did before. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about our music. Some folks say, you know, our music get the love out of Grenada more than it ever gets the love in Grenada.
But these people not talking to me.
Yeah. But some folks would say that. Some folks would say, for example, some folks say Tapri Oluban. I remember when Tapri released Oluban. I remember a station owner say, don't play that on here. That's absolutely no joke.
Yeah.
Don't play the stupid song. And that's what the word that was mentioned. Don't play that stupid song on the radio. When it went to Trinidad.
It was considered to be a stupid song when it happened. No one knew that it would have been so big.
And then it went to Trinidad. It got the love that it should have received.
Actually, it went to New York first.
It went to New York first.
I must say that Rockin' J, who managed it at the time with him, would have done a lot of work. I remember Talpri. I was in New York at the time when he came to New York. Rockin' J kept him in New York so that he can market him to different shows and so on. And that's when the Trini buy into it. And it's from New York. Then I think they went to Miami, and that's how the whole spill over into Trinidad and thing took place. They didn't go from Grenada to Trinidad, you know. So Rockin' J was the mastermind behind that, my friend Rockin' J. Yeah.
No. So that's what makes a difference in a hit. You have to have a good marketing team behind you.
You must be able to promote your music. If you don't, you could have the best song in the world if it's not promoted.
If it's you alone behind it, you don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Most time. I mean, if you look at the most, if you look at the most artists who have so-called made it today, they have a management team behind them.
That's right.
You understand? So you don't hear about them and the individual, but these are the folks that are going out, talking to the radio station, talking to the promoters and stuff to get you on the events and so forth. And that's where you see these individuals, propel.
It makes sense because every year you hear it. You hear great singers,
exactly,
well-produced songs, and you say, but how is this song not getting a forward and something that probably just two lines and a beat?
But I have even noticed that from last year. We had some really nice groovy songs that that didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, they were not even getting played on radio.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
and you hear them after Carnival and you realize, hey, these are
what's
really
going
nice
on
songs.
here?
You know.
We need to, you know, we speak about this almost every year.
Yeah.
Appreciate
It's like an old talk.
our music more. Once the season is over, all stations gone into dance hall and that kind of thing. I'm not saying that you don't play regional music, but once the season is over, the majority of play goes into those other genres, and our local music is sidetracked. At least I believe it's time for us to say, give us a 40-60 or a 50-50 or something to preserve our music.
Why do you think is the reason that our old local music don't get the love it deserves?
Well, you know, it comes back to the same carnival masquerade issue. What the folks out there wanting, you know? You know, a song will become a hit based on how it's played.
Yes.
Take for example, what I call that guy? I can't remember his name. Every little song I heard, don't worry, be happy.
Yes.
The guy say he never expected. He made this little simple song, and he never expected to be world class. And look what happened to it. Yeah. It didn't happen because he had it in his little studio hidden.
Right.
It got a play.
Yeah.
And a play. There's a guy
people
right now.
People gravitate to it, and it just went down.
Yeah, there's a guy right now, I think is he from the Bahamas or St. Kitts or somewhere? It's a gospel kind of soca. That is all over the world now. In parties, I can't remember the exact song, but the point is, he put it out on YouTube, and people started liking it and playing it, and before you know it, it's all over the world. Millions. He was in the news recently. So you must expect the exposure of your music to take you places.
So we got to talk to Janelle about that now. Make sure that all announcers play at least 90%.
No, but I mean, I know they.
I love playing local music.
They keep a schedule, and I know every 15 minutes they rotate the genre.
But that's maybe
for the most part.
That's maybe here. That's maybe here.
But here, that is the format I know we have. That is a 15-minute.
And it goes back to the type of population we have.
But for now, for Carnival, it's almost a full.
And you know what young people like to listen to? They prefer the dance hall, and even though I'm not saying they don't love the soca and the groove and so forth, but everybody they're more into the foreign entity of music and so forth. Yeah, we do have. We entertain the caller just now. We're going to entertain the caller just now. But I'm just saying, the love for our music, we need to put more love into it.
Now, how do we express love for something? How do we express love?
There are different ways. There are different ways of expressing.
Let us look at a relationship.
Yes.
Yeah? A guy like a girl. Yeah? How does he woo this girl to like him back? By talking to her.
As well as GT.
It goes with the conversation.
Sweet nothings in her ears, a little balloon with a nice little card and whatever favorite drink may be, and and then that it's a relationship.
But those are expressed years ago. It's a different thing now, right?
Is it?
No, you WhatsApp the conversation.
GT, what do you do?
It's a relationship that must be built.
Auntie Shirma, I want to hear. What do you do, GT?
I don't want to say that. But I understand what Shirma said. You have to have a love for it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a love and appreciation for something, you make
how do you
little or no use for it.
How do you love it? You may hear a song for the first time and say, "Oh, that song's real stupid." May listen to that, but you listen to it again, and something in it draw you towards it, and based on it, playing.
Is that constant interaction with it? As you say with love, is that if you have that constant interaction with an individual, it's most likely you will learn something about it and feel something about it, about that individual. So it comes around to the song.
Yeah.
You constantly listening to the song. As you say, you may not get that first impression, right?
May not.
You may not get that first impression about the song.
A fella sing about how much you paying for the monkey.
Auntie Shirma, don't go there.
Listen, I listen. About 5 different people send me the song. It's funny.
It's funny.
It's different. But you'd be surprised
listen
the
to me
forward
carefully.
it will get for the season.
This guy certainly has utilized the double entendre perfectly in that song.
I would agree.
Give him that. How much you paying? More than monkey climb the tree. Come on, let's face it. He's certainly done that.
Let's hear what this caller has to say. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, sorry to call back, but because of age, I'm just trying to remember the calypsos and things in Green End have very much improved because in the 50s and 60s, any other old masqueraders listen, they could know. Even in the pan or in for we had to wait for the calypso from Trinidad to release to play for Panorama and any good event, because the calypsonian in those days, their music was not favorable at all, and we couldn't get it right. So calypso improved a lot, but the mask is dying. And what we have to remember is like, no, technology, money, communication, transportation, and bad man run things right now. So we have to be careful. Anything you do now costs money. You may not check it, but every mile we travel right now, you are paying for it. Anything you do, you're paying. You have to pay as you go. And that is one of the things I was thinking about. But the lady said, I want this, what station, Shirma? No, not the station, no. I want to know where she's going to be from now, if it's back in GBN or whatever. Right? They had something I wanted to remember too, but I got so hard.
Don't worry, Colin. We're going to let you know soon. We're going to let you know soon. Soon.
Go on, Auntie Shirma is going to be with us every Tuesday and Thursday for the season. Thank you. But talking about, I have to go in a short while because we are expecting some guests. But we're talking about the music of the season, and one of the platforms that you get to see a lot of the music of the season, especially from some of the younger soca artists, Spice Up the Carnage, and this year's Spice Up the Carnage is back. It is different. It's not just the random singing, and it's going to be a competition.
Good.
We have 30 artists signed up.
Yeah, if I could have sing, if I could have talk a song, I didn't mind coming.
You wanted to come and being in the media, you must. It's at some part in your life, my friend, you have to do a song. I did that.
I remember.
I mean, Ducky nearly win road match, yes?
Well, I can't sing, so if they could have talk a song.
I heard a guy talk a whole song there the other night, so you could talk.
Let us get through, GT. Let us get through. I see Innocent inside this year with 2. He's going to be, I think he's going to be, is it tonight they launch it?
Yeah, the Calypso Kingdom launch.
Well, he's a Calypsonian.
He's a Calypsonian. He's telling me he's going to win, and I'm telling him I'm money in a different artist, so he's not speaking to me right now. That's all right.
Yeah. But I like his enthusiasm, Yeah, every morning he's telling me,
he goes and comes.
I win.
Yeah,
he goes and comes.
He's very confident. He's very confident. So,
but just for folks who are wondering about the judging of the 10th, if you just want to get your highlights on that, don't forget the Northwest Brigade. They will be on July the 19th, and I guess that's tomorrow, right? The judging starts for them. On Saturday the 20th, Kaiso Badge, they will be at the Deluxe Cinema. On the 21st, Kaiso Kingdom, that's where the Plumrose School. On Monday the 22nd of July, the Fireworks, Calypso 10, Deluxe Cinema, and on Tuesday the 23rd, Roots Calypso 10. They're launching tonight, but they will be judged on the 23rd, and they will be all at the Grenada Trade Center Annex. That's where they will.
Well, we want to encourage people to go. Those are the opportunities for you to hear all the calypsos. The argument has been whether or not Grenada should follow the pattern of Trinidad and only have one calypso in the competition.
I'm not in agreement with it, though. I don't agree with it.
A very debatable condition.
What is the argument for it?
Well, you would understand that the turnout, I think, in Trinidad was dropping for a while because of the longevity of the show.
Drawn out time of the show.
So they
People fall
decided
asleep
to go to one thing. But we don't necessarily have to follow everything that everybody else put before us, My thing with the 10s, though, if we step back in time, and by the way, what's his name that called, they had a very valid point in terms of giving credit to the calypsos of this era, especially from the melody, because now you can get it into pan and different things. My problem, though, over the years with the 10s is we're not finding that a lot of the Calypsonians are recording their music anymore, and people are therefore not becoming, we talk about a relationship, familiar with their music and want to say, well, I want to go in the tent to hear this. You can only
hear it at the tent, you don't hear it on the radio now.
Exactly. And I think that over the years it has diluted the interest in people going out to these tents. So the tent system been shrinking rapidly.
But there was a reason, you know. I mean, they were saying if you don't hear it on the radio because you like the calypso, you will come out to the tent to hear it.
Yeah.
But people still hasn't been doing that.
Yeah, but how much are they hearing on the radio?
No, but I think this year, I remember there was a year I was sitting right where you are, GT, and I was begging for music because the season was on.
You're talking calypso.
Calypso, because we had a lot of soca that year. If I had 10 calypsos, it was a lot.
How many do you have this year?
This year we have a lot.
A calypso.
Calypso. So that has changed. People are producing. And I heard the arguments. I remember one calypsonian, he passed through and I was asking, why are we not getting your music? And he took me through the cost, and he was saying for the soca artists, they have a greater return. They get to perform on the different shows and they make back a lot of money. But for us, if you don't get past the tents, you're basically dead and you spend thousands for the season to produce your music. So he was explaining, but I don't know if they're getting more gigs. Maybe we need more calypso shows, but I'm seeing a lot more calypso music being produced,
and that is good. That is healthy.
Which is fantastic.
But an artist must understand and start looking at this from a business perspective as well. I understand there was some training with business as an artist and so on. Because you cannot play mass and freight powder. You know, if you're going to make a song, you ought to have the confidence in that and go through the steps to ensure that you have the opportunity to be a front leader with it. But if you don't, now you may take some doing in terms of seeking for sponsorship. A lot of them expect the sponsorship to just fall into their laps as well. But you got to go out there and seek it. Mr. Brong may tell you no, and Mr. James and 5 others, but the 6th person might say, okay, I'll give you like $1,000 towards your production. So you got to hit the market, you got to hit the road and try to promote yourself and sell your material.
Is that a problem with Grenadian artists?
What's our problem with everybody?
Selling themselves. I don't mean literally, but
it's tough. We know it is tough. We know it is tough, but at the same point in time, and I guess that's why you mentioned to the management team. Yes.
Management is key. You need a team behind
management is key.
You know, sometimes we feel we could do it on our own. And then when you realize
it's a tough they're not sellers, so I probably could produce a good song, but don't ask me to go sell it. So that the team behind them is important too if you're getting into the business of music and carnival.
And we too, as media people, if I may use that, need to also give the opportunity to the underdogs. We seem to want to only play the big guns, if I may use that. Yeah?
I agree.
And we don't play what we consider as the underdogs, and we need to have a way of giving them that airplay as well. You never know when one may just hit the mark. I mean, come on.
Which is why, and that just takes me back to spice up. So we talk about the underdogs and so, because from the preliminaries, we saw the semi-finalists being put out, and we have only 4 of the 30. Only 4 are semi-finalists. So you have basically 26 others underdogs in the competition next Friday.
But they all look forward to some avenue to express their talent. And hence the reason why, by the way, Beach Jam is going to be in its 26th year this year. It would have been 28, but of course you extracted 2 from COVID. The longest running show in Carnival, trust me, in terms of outside of the Spice Mass shows.
Right.
And that's where these guys, especially the younger ones, get an opportunity to sing to a large audience, to compete in a friendly competition, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
But as you mentioned that, and I think that's one of the problems. The limited avenues for artists during Carnival season has become a problem. Because you don't hear them except if there's a particular competition. That's only when you hear them.
Yeah.
Before when they used to have the Spice of the Carnage more on with the presented that day, this option. I remember back in the day, it used to be on the old Esplanade. You understand?
Oh, you remember that?
I'm that young. I'm that young. Back in the day, you would have the option of seeing. You have the option of seeing lots of artists that had an opportunity to, and it showcased our music, and it brought out the interest. As you said, people created that love for the music, but that has become a little bit of dwindle a little bit because only how you hear most artists' music if a DJ plays.
I don't want to toot our own own horn, but I have to say for the station, for especially hot.
Toot your horn. Why not?
I don't. Yeah, but
toot it.
Toot. But every day we bring on the young artists.
Yeah.
This morning I'm walking in and I'm meeting a young man and what is your name? And he's telling me, I think it was Young Josh, and I've never heard of him, but he has music. So every day between 9 and 10 you get to hear them on Hot. You hear them on Saturdays with Kenron as well from 2. We take them live on social media as well. So you get to meet some of the young artists who are contributing significantly to our Spice Mass.
And I think that's a good idea in terms of, radio station offering an opportunity to new artists. And I think it could be an idea where you just bring new artists alone on the show. We invite them to come along and speak about them. Not always play their music, but get to understand who
Chat
they are
with
as
them a little
individuals.
bit, and you'll be surprised. We have a young lady, great voice. She doesn't have a soca, she has a groove. Camille, never heard her, but I'm thinking this is somebody.
She didn't make it through, did
she participate?
Sure.
I don't know, but
I
she
saw the
has
song, but I haven't played it yet.
one of the better voices I've heard in soca music in Grenada. She probably just needs a little bit of exposure and maybe getting to competition. But you getting young talent, and I'm so happy every day to see. And we have nice music this year, boy. Woo-hoo.
A lot of nice music.
Real nice music.
You know something? I listened to an amazing song the other day. My dear little friend from Carriacou. I mean, the melody, the music, it has that sort of samba beat to it. Flying Flint.
Yes.
I mean, I will be very honest with you. Sometimes he take me down a road with the way he and the horn going and the lady and I want to know how he meshing it together. But nevertheless, it's a beautiful song.
It is. A nice
if he's able to really bring that out, Flint can be very energetic on a stage, and sometimes
he will flew.
You wonder, is he
Super
going to
flying Flint?
He will flew.
But he has a great opportunity because
he's a character.
There we have another genre coming into soca. Nicely, coming into soca and I say, yes, Flint, do your thing, boy.
He's very creative.
And that's not putting down all the great guys out there that are doing a lot.
No, they're doing a lot. They're doing kudos to all our soca artists or groove artists or calypsonians this year. I'm very, very impressed with the quality of music I'm hearing. Very impressed. We're supposed to have some guests coming through.
Well,
I'm not sure if they're here yet, but we probably could take a break, see if they're here, and then we entertain them.
Yeah, sure.
I know Janelle wants to run out on us.
Well, I don't understand why.
I don't want to run.
She wants to run out on us.
Glen, you try.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep you here. Probably could flip the sheet
I just don't want us to have guests.
I think we should probably flip the sheet so she wouldn't able to get up.
Yeah, I agree.
You see what's happening? He's trying to run out now, but it's not happening.
Well, let's take that break, folks. We're coming right back. Stay with us.
Fly the Jones, Switch, it's Lava Man. It's all about spice up the Caribbean Soca Mona competition. It starts on the 26th of July. It's going to go on to the 2nd of August, then the 9th for the finals. I will be the host. Fly the Jones, Switch. Get there, see you there, be there. Nothing but vibes. Real mashup, yeah? Mad. Right on the head now.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's, of course, Carnival Masquerade. I just want to remind you, listeners and viewers, this is just our initial program with the kickoff, as Auntie Shirma would say. That's how we kick it off.
That's right.
And we're just letting you folks know, looking for us every Tuesday and Thursdays. We're going to be here and telling you everything that it relates to Carnival. We've been joined by, of course, this morning by, of course, Miss Julian. How you doing this morning? How you doing? We're here under different circumstances, right?
Good, you know.
You're good.
Mm-hmm.
You're
I'm
good.
awesome, in
All
fact.
right. And you know, every time you come, I always tell you bring good vibes, good information. That's what you come to share with us this morning. And
yes,
we want
great
to hear.
information.
And it's all about the AGM. Let me just bust the bubble. The AGM coming up.
It's okay. It shouldn't be a bubble by now.
Shouldn't be a bubble.
I think the word is out there.
Well, it's probably been there, so I just popped it.
I'm just ensuring, though, that those... I know that some people... Auntie Shirms, good morning.
Morning, my dear. Good to see you
for so long.
time.
It is a wonderful feeling.
Yes.
So I tell you, I'm awesome.
Yeah, when you come to GBN, you will see good people.
I believe that. I do believe that.
So
now you're a past employee.
I know.
Oh, yes.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
yes.
I know.
Oh, yes.
I know.
So not a stranger to this place at all.
At all.
Yes.
So the annual AGM is coming up.
Annual general meeting. Mm-hmm. And that is next week Thursday at the Trade Center. From 2 o'clock is when we really start, but 1 o'clock is when we begin to warm up.
Yes.
So we socialize with a little eat and drink, and members are trickling in and socializing. So we could expect the usual cocktail type thing at 1 o'clock, and then at 2 o'clock we head straight into the meat of the matter.
Yes.
Now it is hybrid, so for members who are wondering, it's the same format as last year. So you can join us physically or online.
All right.
You know, we had to make adjustments after COVID, because for the first AGM, it was just a few of us at the Trade Center, and it was largely online. But now it's hybrid, so you're allowed to come to the Trade Center, or we invite you, in fact, to come to the Trade Center and have your say. And after that, we have some eats and drinks and enjoy ourselves as usual. You know, when members get together, we have a good time.
And you always say it's just not a mere invitation, you know, of being part of Ariza. You're part of it as an individual. You're a member.
You are. You're an owner.
You're like co-ownership.
You're a shareholder.
What is happening? So you're invited to come on. You want to hear what's going on with your business.
You do.
If you could say it like, that.
And hearing is one thing, but you're contributing to it because you're actually voting for some of the persons who are going to be now sitting on boards, sitting on committees, and there are resolutions to be passed and matters like that. You want to hear your financials. You may not even go through the book because a lot of us don't read, but you hear it put that way, and the next day the question we do get is, what about the dividends? But if you're there, you would definitely hear. By now the book is uploaded to our website.
Okay.
The soft copy is on the website, so members can feel free to peruse. And the other thing is, if they go through the Facebook page, you would see the notice of the meeting, and there's a QR code. You scan the code, and you just RSVP that way.
All right.
That gives you the option to let us know whether you'll be there in person or online.
I always have to ask you this. Why is it that important for individuals to come out to be part of the AGM?
Well, I think I've got to the point where I don't understand why people don't understand how important it is. We would find that months after the AGM, while you interact with members, they ask you questions that were dealt with in in detail at that very AGM that they opted not to be a part of. You know, it's it's your business, it's your finances. I guess next to some people's health, it's your finances. Yes.
Because you see, people maybe think, well, I'm being part of the organization just to put my money. If we were saying in local talk, you know, just to put my money. But it is more than that. It's more than that. It is part of something that you own.
Yes.
Your ownership. It's like your home that you may have built and part of it, and you groomed it in the way that you want it. So it's similar circumstances in that way. So coming out to AGM is that important.
And you see, you should not take a back seat because you should want to be part of the direction that the company is going in.
Yeah.
And that's why we hold the AGM. We have to be transparent, and you should be involved. You should want to be involved. So we know some people will not be able to attend physically.
Yes.
And that's all right. But we would prefer if you could. And most importantly, at least to RSVP. If you don't, then we don't know how many people we're catering for.
All right. So true. I mean, and the technology is there. If you know you're not going to be there in person,
it's right there at least.
At least you can be
right
part
there.
of it.
And it's a very simple, user-friendly. Oh, yes. So once you get there, the Zoom link will be provided. I mean, in January, we had a special AGM, you put it that way, and we did have the Zoom link. We had good interaction. It was a wonderful experience.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Anything further you want to?
Yes, because it's August and it's awesome.
Awesome.
You know, when we call this August holidays, we have summer, so it's not like summer holidays. It's the August holidays.
Yeah. We different in the Caribbean.
Yeah, we different.
And sometimes we import the foreign-mindedism of it, but you know, it's August holidays
in a big way. But it's August holidays.
It's August holidays.
That's how I know it.
It's August.
It's the time. You see, Auntie Shirma won't go there.
It's August holidays.
It's August holidays.
It's not summertime, because summer is like a year-round thing for Grenadians.
Indeed, I am telling you.
Year-round.
We get summer with some rain. Maybe summer with a hurricane, but midsummer anyway.
Summer. All right.
So it's an awesome August promotion, and it really is awesome. Members can borrow $25,000, $35,000, $50,000 to do so many different things, because my needs are different from yours. My wants are different from yours. So we're making it awesome. You may have children that you're sending back to school. You may have family visiting, or you may choose to go visit them. You want a vacation, you want a break.
Yes.
And that's okay too. We understand that those are needs and wants. And once you qualify, remember the turnaround time is very short. And also, if you choose to become a member, you can apply for that loan same time.
All right. And it's as simple as that.
It's as simple as that.
And that's where you use the word awesome.
Awesome.
It's
an awesome feeling.
It's an awesome feeling.
Awesome August.
All right.
Yes.
All right. Show me anything on the trail to her this morning? Awesome. Or you just been absorbing? You want to take some awesome August? You understand?
Well, one of the what I would like to say is it's all awesome, and we expect that prudency will take place with the borrowers as well.
Yes. Well, we will expect.
Because it's an awesome time, carnival. You know, you might want a nice loan to buy one of those expensive costumes.
And some people do. You know, that's what some people do for their that's their special time.
I mean, they have the option of
that's their special time of year.
They want to do it.
Some of us love Christmas. Some of us love carnival, and that's the reality.
You may take it in August because you want to do something for Christmas.
You just might. Who knows?
You never know.
It's yours.
Get it ready.
You get it ready.
People like that early preparation.
Why not? Why not? You know. So it's going to be awesome, and I can't leave without saying a special hello to the folks in Carriacou.
Yes.
Today marks a week. Since tomorrow will be a week, God willing, since they reopened.
Okay, so your office is up and running.
Yes, up and running.
Okay.
10 to 2, so the hours are shortened. Obviously, we have to take into consideration that staff has been affected, and they need time to get themselves together.
Right.
But they've been wonderful. They've been troopers.
Yes.
And we have brought up relief supplies, and our CEO spent a couple of days there again this week, and another manager has gone up this week, because you need them to have the moral support as well.
For sure.
They must see you there and feel you there. And And so, special hello to them, thumbs up to them.
All right.
And I'm hoping to see them very soon.
All right. How was the option of the relief effort at the various outlets? How was that been?
Well,
Folks been
yes, folks have been dropping off, and we do say thanks. So we have receptacles at Bruce Street, Grenville, and Grand Anse branches, and folks have been dropping off. So we say thanks to you. And of course, we will let you know what our other efforts are.
All right.
But so far, we've delivered to our staff and our extended staff. We'll tell you about them too.
All right. Ms. Walters, I want to thank you a whole lot for being with us this morning, sharing information, being part of the masquerade. Yeah. Has she been part of the masquerade?
She's welcome.
Anytime. Yeah.
Anytime. All right. I take up that invitation.
About the AGM. She masqueraded about, Awesome August. And
we might even get her on as a sponsor of Masquerade.
You will never know.
You just never know it. I mean, I didn't expect to see her here today. I did not expect that.
This is sometimes surprises are good.
Very pleasant surprise. Yes. So thank you so much, both of you, for
appreciate it a whole lot.
It's been awesome.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Yes, thank you again.
All the best.
All the best, my dear.
Thank you. Same to you. Awesomeness. Alrighty.
All right. Hey, folks, we will take a short break. We're coming right back. We may have another guest popping in on us shortly. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Park, Ship, and Print, together with Concept Events, present Pre-Day, the biggest show in Grenada's Carnival. Wednesday, August 7th, Grenada National Stadium. Gates open at 9 p.m. Showtime 10 p.m. A celebration of the Jab, featuring the Minister of Jab, the Jab Boss, Talpri. I am the Jab Boss. Certain things I end. Also featuring guest performances by TNT's Road March King, Mikhail Tasia, Nadia Batson, and Sass. Cohen Dubois, Problem Child, Lil Rick, Lead Pipe and Status, Lyrical, Wasway, Boise, Lava Man, Vaughn, Terror, The Governor, Skinny Banter, Super Flying Flip, Muddy, and Squeeze Head, Temperance Dash, and a whole lot more. Also, a special surprise guest. All early bird tickets are sold out. Get your $100 regular tickets right now, and also get your VIP $600 tickets. It is the biggest event to touch down this Carnival 2024. Pre-Day.
Fly the Jones, Switch, it's Lava Man. It's all about spice up the Carnage Soca Mona competition. It starts on the 26th of July. It's going to go on to the 2nd of August, then the 9th for the finals. I will be the host. Fly the Jones, Switch. Get there, see you there, be there. Nothing but vibes. Real mashup, yeah? Mad. We have them girl wiping out right now, head.
Coming up, African emancipation celebrations build towards the big day. Crop Over rolls towards its own colorful conclusion. One of this region's top banks continues to demonstrate the power to make a difference. Welcome to another award-winning Home Away from Home. Caribbean athletes ready for the world. Souvenirs stitched from scratch. It's all next on this station.
Been up in the 7 full 7 to the West Indies. Grenada must no mass like this. No mass like this. Jumping up in the 7 full 7 to the West Indies. Grenada must no mass.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Folks, it's Masquerade. Let me say welcome back to, of course, Auntie Shirms, as she said I could call her anything.
Anyhow, don't call me stupid.
And we joining us, we have Mr. Morin with us in this segment. Good morning to you, sir. How you doing?
Good morning, sir. And it's good to be here. Good morning to Grenada.
He's
Good
not
morning to
wearing
Auntie Shirms.
his public service cap this morning. He's wearing a different cap.
Of course.
Welcome to Masquerade.
I've always been wearing multiple caps.
I know that.
Oh, yeah, you of all person would know that.
Of course.
Of course, you've been the manager of Roots Calypso 10. Tell us what's happening with the 10. How things been going so thus far? I know you're getting into the actual launch of the 10 later on this evening. Tell us how things been going thus far.
It's been a lot of hard work, but I mean, I want to say first of all, thank you for having us. But we are optimistic. Yeah, we are optimistic. I think we're in a good place in terms of the tent. We progressed nicely. I think the weather system kind of affected a bit. We were hoping to have a longer tent season, but what our focus now is to get through this period. Yeah, and then we are gonna rebrand, plan, do everything else. We want to do a year-long thing. So in other words, the tent, we want to gravitate to a more kind of family-oriented concept. All right. Where we can, because the truth be told is that one of the things that I realize is that not much corporate Grenada is not very supportive to Calypso. It's unfortunate. And I think they believe that somehow they're not seeing the patron and so on being gravitated to Calypso. So it's something that we want to build over a year and, of course, regain the confidence. Because there was once when we didn't have soca and groovy. Of course, they had to put the investment there. So we hope to get back there. But, of course, on our end as well, and I'm talking globally here, globally meaning that entire Grenada and the Calypso fraternity, we need to do some work. There's a lot of work to be done. And one of the challenges I think I see apart from corporate Grenada is that committed people to want to be involved, even by the way of musicians, to play Calypso. Not many musicians, we have good musicians in Grenada, not many of them want to play Calypso. And everybody has a historical story, really, if you want to put it that way. There's some kind of challenge that they had before.
That happened.
Yeah, so they have confidence and trust, But so the few people who are still around, we have to be grateful. Yes. For them. And I always say that Back in Time Band is the one that backing us. And I'm very happy for that because I had to really do a lot of negotiating to get them to come back into Calypso. They didn't want to do that, but I wanted to work, not just pull in a few people to form a band, but I prefer to work with a lot of that, but to establish with established bands, not having a situation where you want to work with a
guitarist.
You pull men together, no commitment, and then it makes easy for management too, because you want to deal with someone that leads a band and not really every individual. Yeah. So that's where we are. So apart from that, we'll lead up. We have 18 Calypsonian in the card.
Just want to ask you about the card.
We have 18. We have 18. Yeah, but
mandatory is supposed to have 10. 10, yeah. So 18 is quite a.
So we have I don't want to this thing. Yeah. Right, yeah. So we have that among there, and not all will be competing though. Okay. Yeah, because we'll have about 16. Well, 15 that would be because we have defending Monarch and Woodsman Kelly, but we have two other Calypso that would not really be competing. Okay. All right. And including the great Robert White,
Really?
Well, I thought Robert White was going to be your MC. I didn't realize he's going to sing it as well.
He's singing.
Robert is singing.
Of course.
Well, he can sing,
Yeah,
he can sing. He played little quatrain.
I heard him dabble a couple of times.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I expect to hear some measure of humor with Robert.
Of course.
Well, expected.
Yeah. You know that.
But let me ask, go ahead. Roots been around before. Yeah. We've had Roots before. It's not necessarily a new concept.
No.
One of the things that Scholar mentioned, the fact that in the past, tents would have their own bands. Most of the tents of the past, for example, Laddie Duncan, Moss, etc., they were a band and they had a tent.
Yes.
It's different now where you have to literally hire a band for your tent. That in itself creates a cost factor, which is quite a tidy sum. You mentioned about the patrons and not having that large patronage as before. What could be causing all of that to happen from your perspective? I have my perspective, and I'd love to hear why it is that we're not attracting people more and more to come out to the tents.
Well, I think part has to do with the length of the tent season. Right, you have most people now might do 2 shows and you're going to judge it. You remember Tante Shirma, a long time we do Grenada Carrico and Petit Matnik. Yeah, I mean, I was part, and by the way, tent man were not new to me. I was around before, maybe not as a manager. So I remember, having to go. You go to Guelph, you go to Sates, you go to Carrico. So you had a long tent season, and of course, not only that. Calypso was not just doing 2 songs in those days. You had songs for entertaining the tent. So you come, Tante Shirma go tonight and say, watch, we have to go next week because, of course, you're looking for entertainment. It was entertainment, of course. It had a following. Plus, you're right. They had a following. Each tent had a following. So in those days, things have changed. And then we have to appreciate the fact that we didn't have soca and groove and all of these things, right? And over the years, I think some people got burnt and they decided, you know what? Because it was sheer commitment before. It's not, I don't think Calypso was ever making money. It was sheer commitment that Alien decided, I'm going to run this tent. It doesn't matter what. And of course, whatever they take home at the end of the day, you share it.
Yeah.
So it might be just a fit. Really, yeah. So yeah, and that was it then. So we have to understand and appreciate, and then we have to also. I mean, let's look at it. Even in the region, the other thing too that we are not recording calypso as before. You notice that? Yeah. Because
that was a conversation we were just having.
Yeah, we are not recording calypso before because if we are recording calypsos, then you hear it and you want to go and I mean things evolve and there are a lot of other attractions as well. Because those days where we just radio, so I used to follow calypso you listen to Masquerade and so on the radio. But the thing was so good, like you get a clear picture as what was going, like we watch it on visual today. So I think a lot of things have contributed to that. And we come to a part just the competition. I think that's kill it. Just the competition and not the part of really growth and development. The truth be told as well, we have never had, and I always give Randy credit. Maybe Randy is one of the most steeple person in the whole construct that graduate in the days of Tante Shirma's days MCing as a junior. And stay there up to being relevant. Yes. Right? We have people who have done it, but of course, Specky would have been another person, but Specky migrated from the scene. We have never had, a young Calypsonian who actually were doing well. I told people, Otis Stanley Canatian who started in junior calypso in St. David's with us. But after they go into the soca thing and they forget. Otis was to come back this year, but he had some little challenge. So we also needed that. We need that. And then and not only that, Tante Shirma would tell you, and I was telling her they call that last night, not last night, last week, royalty. Because royalty came from a calypso family.
That's correct.
It wasn't just about, and then you had the family as immediate family, but you also had family as people in the village. A number. So you had a following, a natural following, and it should be told at that time we didn't have all these distractions. So you had to,
But is it possible to see a tent, not just quote unquote a calypso tent, but one that would encourage or have groove and soca artists as part of that tent for the entertainment element? Instead of you coming out just to hear the 15 Calypsonians, one night you could have 6 Calypsonians, 4 soca artists, 3 groovy artists on that stage, that entertainment performance night. Is it possible to have them now, involve them in being part of the tent?
But Tante Shirma, listen now. We're saying it's possible to have them. There are a lot of...
I'm asking the question.
Yeah, but no, there are a lot of Calypsonians who actually participate in all 3 categories.
Yes, but for example, are they doing their soca songs?
No, just hold on, I'm going there. So, for example, Top Cat, who is with us, he's in all level of competition. Superfly and Fiend in all level of competition. Sheldon have been in 2 this year. So the fact is, it boils down to where we started. Because remember now I have to pay for practice.
Okay.
So the guys would come and do the 2 calypso. They don't have time to pay to come and do soca and so on. But it'd be nice that if we had the family-oriented type thing, that you would come to see a calypsonian today performing a soca song. Because it's not that he has the material. Right? They have the material. So it comes back now to that support mechanism, financial, that is why. Or whether people will be willing to put forward the sacrifice of it before and say, listen, I am in this for the growth and development of the art form and not just about the monetary side.
Because you'll always find, because once there's a cost, the band will tell you that there's a cost, they have a cost implication as well. But is it, starting somewhere is key. You may not be able to start with the soca artists playing with the band, but look at what happens with the competition. They play off of the DJ music. Yeah. So could you add that element into the tent for now until you can evolve and grow, just for the purpose of developing your audience base? You add it in as a supplementary sort of entertainment package. You have your calypso because that is your focus, but you also have this other element of entertainment with your tent that you can showcase and build.
And it also brings around a mixture of your audience. You understand? A mixture of your
let me tell you
for the calypso and soca and
another factor, right? And that is why I stuck to the calypso and the tent who are doing different
things. Yes.
Here what happened. You might be surprised that if you pull a soca artist to do that, then you have another level of issues because, of course, you have to pay them.
Of course, it's expected.
And then, as most people would tell you, everybody would tell you, is that calypsonians at the end of the day, they are the ones that don't get paid. So it's like, you bring in a soca artist to help, to give variety and so on, to really satisfy, your people, your patrons who come out to the show. And then, of course, once the show concludes, you have to pay them. But the calypsonian who labor in the vineyard, so there are a lot of things that we need to... But based on the
arrangements you can make with them, I mean, there's always some negotiation that can take place.
No, I agree.
Is that something that I think we have to be open-minded if we can look at solutions to change the things that we do for its benefit, then we look at it.
It goes back to the law again, right?
I agree.
Yeah.
It goes back to the law.
Come and sing a soca for you one night.
But not only that, it helps. It helps the calypso, the soca person as well, because whether you like it or not, calypso is the mecca in terms of performance. The person who you have a few natural people come through the soca, but somebody who master and the calypso stage will also do well on the soca stage.
Yes, definitely, because
so it helps them.
That is, as you rightfully say, it's the mother of all things, and that is where you find the greatest show of talent. Yeah.
So true.
Wow, time certainly can fly. It's already. So the tent is launching tonight at the Wester Hall Secondary School. Yeah.
And then we're also having the judging.
Judging at the Trade Center on the 23rd.
On the 23rd.
Yeah.
And preparations and key. It's a go.
Yeah, preparation. I just would make sure that everybody comes out and bring forward the A games. Even if it's the lunch, you bring your A game because, of course, this is a competition. You can't change the fact that at the end of the day it's a competition. But I'm satisfied.
This year.
Yeah, I'm very satisfied. And we have, the cast is diverse. We have some good, strong political commentary, social commentary, humor, and also we have this year a bright spot to the tent, very good singing voice, is the reigning Carnival Queen.
That's right.
Amoni Francis. So we have, to me, I don't think all goes well. I don't think that the patron will be disappointed.
Wonderful. But we have to say goodbye to you. We have another guest waiting. The masquerade is getting hot.
I know.
It's just a first initial kickoff.
We're probably going to have him back on the show once again.
Of course.
Seems to be an interesting conversation.
Yes,
we'll probably talk more about the 10th factor and culture in general. We're probably going to have you back. Thanks once again.
Thank you, Elvis.
Thanks very much, man.
Best wishes with the lunch and everything else with the tent.
Thanks much, man. Good.
All right. Blessings.
Wow, masquerade getting heated, man.
Yeah.
Glen?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's a masquerade. As they rightfully said, masquerade and mass.
Masquerade and mass. So we talk about the talent. And
yes.
So I guess we have to take a break.
Let's take that break, and when we come back, we get on our next guest.
Hey, Lynn.
Stay with us, folks.
Hey, neighbor. Here's the...
Fly the Jones, Switch, it's Lava Man, it's all about spice up the Caribbean Soca Mona competition. It starts on the 26th of July, it's going to go on to the 2nd of August, then the 9th for the finals. I will be the host, Fly the Jones, Switch. Get there, see you there, be there, nothing but vibes. Real mashup, yeah? Mad.
Right on the head.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. Once again, welcome back, Auntie Shirms. And we have our second guest with us this morning. Folks probably know him as. Let me see. I would leave Auntie Shirms to give him that introduction. You probably will give him that better introduction.
Listen. Let me tell you something. When I heard Scholar say Senator singing Calypso, I say, my boy go down and sing Calypso? What? Listen, history would tell you. And this gentleman here and I have emceed many the Masquerade.
That I know of.
Beautifully.
That I know of.
So I'm a good partner and good friend.
It's like partners in crime.
Senator. Yes, man. I'm telling you. And not only that, the best dresser MC you could find. Right.
Without a shadow of a doubt. We did not rub it in. It's live and alive. Live and alive.
He is also very poetic.
Yes.
So hearing him with knowing his poetry work and so on, is spoken words and so on. I wasn't surprised to hear that he eventually delved into the Calypso arena.
Senator, is it the first time you're doing a Calypso?
No.
I think, because I'm trying to remember.
But you never went into competition.
No, but many years ago I did something called Grenada for Sale. As a matter of fact, Smokey did an adoption of that. Grenada going for sale, and I happened that year I got a trip to travel to Europe, and therefore my Kaiso involvement got and who took up the song in the tent was Rootsman Kelly. Mm-hmm. Yes, Rootsman Kelly was, and the song had a lot of potential, but then I continued to write. I have loads of spoken words, and the bug just struck me that, man, why not put some music to the thing? You know, people say it's not calypso, it's more or less rap, so call it what you want, is words with music, because calypso is words with music, reggae is words with music, whatever form you want to call it, but it's sending a message. So
it's either a Cali or a soul.
Yeah, well, so
then you mash them together.
Of course. And it's a storyline telling a storyline. You know, the story must have a body.
Yes.
You know, you must have a beginning. You know, and an
middle
end.
And
you don't just start in Granite and end up on Granhan's Beach. You have to come to Bolio, Vendome. You know. So I actually went out in the forest and spent about 6 months traversing Granite and Fedo, Kwakwa, among St. Catherine. And noticeably, I did not find a tattoo. But when I left the forest and I get down, I see all the tattoos in tongue. Tattoo on hand, tattoo on back.
Hold it. Let's hear that.
Let's hear the song. I think it's very important to hear the song, and then we come back and chit chat about it. Let's hear the song.
This is a tattoo invasion. Months I in the forest looking for tattoo, and I ain't see one. The Forestry Division says there is a depletion in the population. There seems to be a mass migration from the forest to the street. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over in all shape and color. No longer in the forest, but roaming the street. Tattoo on hand, tattoo on bum, tattoo on face, tattoo in secret place. A woman put a tattoo and she man name and she hand. The man left and gone. She want to cut out she hand. Tattoo frustration. What a dread situation. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over in all shape and color. Tattoo, 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 tattoo on foot, tattoo on hand, tattoo cover up the bam bam. Hey. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over in all shape and color. No longer in the forest, but roaming the street. Things get from bad to worse. Tattoo end up in church. Break all the rules. Tattoo end up in school. Discreet and slick. Tattoo hiding underneath. Who put on the tattoo? Don't know what to do. Tattoo frustration. What a dread situation. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over the whole of Grenada. Tattoo take over in all shape and color. Tattoo, tattoo, tattoo.
Well, I have one word for Senator. Why it is you did not take part in the groovy competition with that song?
I did it.
You did?
Yes, I performed on Friday.
Okay.
Down at Tantin. And I went down, I think, flawless.
Right.
And I sat and I saw other people make errors, but maybe I don't know if the judges were sleeping, but you know, I'm in the thing for fun. You know, I don't want to wimp and thing. But
that's not how you rendered that night. You know, is important.
No, I rendered. I think I did well. I did well.
Clarity was good.
Clarity was good. I used the stage. I I learned from watching others having introduced people over the years. Is he talking over 35 or close to 40?
But I tell you something. This is going to be a hit. Yeah. Yeah, agree with me.
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yes, and I must mention my dear brother and Jamu is responsible for
that.
Top level studio, the musical guru, the musical genius, King Man Jamu.
How was it working with a Jamu doing this?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
How was it working with a Jamu doing this?
Jamu is a great teacher, man. I felt so comfortable. You know, he's a brethren that is a piss at with himself. He's so cool. You know that. And you know, he said, listen, if you're not going to do it well, I am not going to do it.
That's correct. That's how he is.
It was fun working at a Jamu, man. I will work with him all the time, man.
He has done a few artists this year. Valin and a few.
Yes. And Valin did the background vocals and stuff. All right. So I expect, to be honest with you, I expect this song to grow. And it's not only for Grenada, as I say, it's all over the world. And I expect it to reach out there. It's playing in New York. I heard it on Radio Dominique. I heard it in St. Lucia.
Really? So it's been out there already?
Yes, and it's going to go beyond Grenada.
But tattoo all over the world?
Yes.
Well, there ain't no place to tattoo.
And what I'm reading, I was up to date with some news out of Africa. There is in Kenya right now, the young people, they use tattoo in terms of groups or gangs or whatever as a means of protest. And the government is having a problem dealing with them because a number of them stormed the parliament and actually caught part of the on fire. They put the parliament on fire about a month ago, and about 20 of them were shot dead.
Oops.
In Ecuador, the government is having a problem. They pass laws because they're finding out that tattoo is a form of resistance, and people putting it and joining gangs and protesting vehemently against the government. So if you have a tattoo and you can't explain it, you could find yourself in serious problem with the law. And so tattoo is a world phenomenon, you know.
In different ways.
Yes, man, in different ways. People put it as a fun. In the end of the song, it will tell you different light, different vision.
Yes.
But your body, remember, your body is your temple. So be careful what you do with your tattoo.
Your impression of Grenada's Carnival for 2024? What you think? What you think?
I'm hearing a lot of vibes, you know. It's late, you know. I could see the effects of Beryl, you know. People have this somber, but I know a lot of folks coming. A lot of folks tell me they will be here. I'm noticing that a lot of things being done different, and I can't help but congratulate Shirma for that part of the program. The voice that you can't help but listen to that voice, man. Say what you want. That voice has.
That's what make
your relationship.
That's what make you run up the hill here.
Well, you know, when I hear that voice is synonymous with carnival and culture in Grenada.
All right,
yes, man. Let the truth be known.
All right, man. Senator, I want to thank you for popping in.
Yes, man.
It was a pleasure to have you, man. It's a song I want to play.
Yes,
and all the best to you,
and
my
nice
friend.
having me, and just promote it and let educate. I see it as education and entertainment. Thank you for being here.
All in one.
Blessed
the legendary senator.
One love.
It's always a pleasure.
Yes,
the shows are getting ready to wrap.
We're wrapping
up. Is the Masquerade.
Midday, and there's the first kickoff of Masquerade. There's so much more to come. We didn't even touch on Pan, for example.
But we're going to fit it in. We're going to have a Pan rep when we're talking about
Oh, yes. I'm hoping to get Clarkson. Was hoping to, but he couldn't at this time. But nevertheless, we must speak about Pan as well. So much to talk about right here on Masqueraders, and we're going to get more music going too.
As we say, that's just the initial stages.
And I honestly hope that Janelle give you the pleasure of sitting right where you are.
I thought it was going to be a one-off
thing. No, not at all. I like the dialogue that we have. And to the callers, I want to say thank you so much for calling. I just want to say before you leave that I will be launching my book. I wrote a book on a monkey, not a monkey, the fella talking about that climbing up the tree. A real monkey from Granada. I'll be launching this evening. So folks, look out in the news and other platforms and for that launch, that book. It's called Kiki, The Tales of a Mona Monkey.
Yes. Right. It's interesting. Where will the launch be taking place? Where will the launch be taking place?
It's down at the Trade Center. The Annex,
From what time?
6 o'clock this evening.
All right.
Thank you, my dear. GT, for having
Thank you, Tanti
sitting
Shirma,
here with me today.
It's my first time in ever
holding my hand.
Yeah.
the man with the golden voice. I usually say he's the man with the golden voice.
He does.
Anyway, I want to thank you folks once again. All who listened or at home, you listened, those of you called in. Tanti Shirma, of course, Janelle left us. Senator, thanks for being here with us. It's the initial stages of Masquerade. This is going to be happening until the end of Carnival.
Yeah.
And best wishes to all once again. This is where we say goodbye. News is next at the top of the hour. That's where we say goodbye.